Good morning, my dear friends. Today we are going to see how to build the dimensions by using slip gauges. The actual building the dimensions by using the slip gauges that we are going to see. And for building the slip gauges, what are the requirements are there and what are the rules we have to follow that we are going to see in this session. So this gauge block is made up of material made in Japan. So it is having 87 set. So now we will see the set. So this is the different slip gauges. The values are given and based on that value these slip gauges are arranged in a sequence wise. So the values which we are given, that is the height of a slip gauge. It is the height of the slip gauges, and we have seen that these slip gauges are made up of high chromium steel. The surface that we are using, that is highly polished, and whenever we are building that height by using the slip gauges, this surface are making the contact between another slip gauges by using some adhesive force. So to building the dimensions, we have to combine that adhesive force and build the height. To build any dimension by using a slip gauge, we have to see the three important rules. First rule, that whenever you are selecting any slip gauge, that must be available in this standard set. Second, we have to choose minimum slip gauges as possible, and we can't repeat the slip gauges. That is the third rule. So first rule is what? The slip gauge which we are choosing, that must be available in that standard set. You have to use minimum number of slip gauges, and we can't repeat the slip gauges because only one slip gauge is available with that dimensions. Now we'll take one example and we will build the dimension by using ringing process. Suppose we want to build the dimensions for 43.307 mm. So what are the slip gauges we have to use? So always whenever you are building the dimensions by using slip gauge, we have to choose from the right hand side. So you have to choose, start from the right hand side. So 43.307 we have to build. So first slip gauge is 1.007. 1.007 that is available, so we can select. Then we have to minus that value from 43.307. So what is remaining? 42.30. Then we have to select 1.30. 1.30 that is available. Then you have to minus this 1.30.42.30. Then what is remaining? 41. Then we have to select 1. So what is remaining? 40. So this 40 slip gauge is available. 40 slip gauge is available. So we are selected. So we are having 4 slip gauges: 1.007, then 1.30, then 1 and 40 that we are going to select. So now guys, see here, we have selected the slip gauges. The values of a slip gauge is already written on the slip gauge. So 40 mm, then 1.007 we have selected, then 1.30 we have selected, then 1. So whenever you are ringing the slip gauges, always remember you have to start from the maximum value. So first maximum value is 40, then 1.007, then 1.30 and 1. So we have to start from the maximum to the minimum, means descending order we have to bring or ring that slip gauges. So before ringing the slip gauges, one must have to clean the surface, and this surface and this surface will come into the contact. So how we are doing? First you have to glide the slip gauge till the midpoint, then you have to rotate till the 90 degree, then by applying some pressure, you have to align these two gauges. Align two gauges. So you can see here we have built 40 and 1.30. 40 and 1.30 we have built. Then same way we have to start. Then next is 1.007. So you have to glide from here till 90 degree. You have to rotate and you have to slide so that it will be aligned. So we are getting 1.007 we have built. Then last one is remaining, that is 1. So again clean this surface, glide it, rotate till the 90 degree. Then we have to guide it and we'll get the height, that is 43.307. 43.307, that height we got. Now whenever you build this height, don't keep this height or slip gauges ringing for the maximum time, because the surface is perfectly flat and it is polished, and the intermolecular forces, because of that they can be the forces, the normal bond which are created, that bond will become a permanent bond. That will become the permanent bond. So we can't remove the slip gauges. So once you build the slip gauges while taken the reading, then you have to remove the slip gauges. In the same manner, we have to glide and we have to rotate and you have to remove it. In this way, we have to remove the slip gauges like this. So now when you taken the reading, you have to remove the slip gauges. Again you have to clean the surface and you have to keep that slip gauges again into the slip gauge box. So we have to take the precautions whenever you are handling the slip gauges. Once your work is over, you have to again remove the slip gauges from the dimensions. You have to clean it and you have to keep it. So this slip gauge height building we can use for the different application, like to use as a standard in a comparator, to build the height which can be used in a sine bar. For different applications we can use for building the height for the slip gauges. So here we have seen how we are building the dimensions by using different slip gauges which are available in a different set. Proper procedure we have seen. Thank you very much.